Jane, how much weight can one hamstring hold? It's a strange question, I know, but when you're talking about the New York Knicks, it feels like the answer is everything. The entire weight of a city's championship aspirations.
Joe, it's the question every Knicks fan is wrestling with right now. You watch the game against the Heat on Friday, you're already on edge because Jalen Brunson is out with that ankle sprain. And then it happens. Not even 6 minutes into the first quarter, OG Anunoby pulls up, grabs his left hamstring, and the air just gets sucked out of Madison Square Garden. Deja vu all over again.
Deja vu is the perfect word. Let's lay out the brutal facts here. This isn't just some random injury. This is OG Anunoby, the man who fundamentally changed the team's DNA the moment he arrived last December. The man the Knicks just handed a massive 5-year, $212.5 million contract this past summer. They didn't just pay for a player, they invested in an identity.
And what an identity it was. The numbers don't lie. When Anunoby was in the lineup last season, the Knicks were a juggernaut. They had a staggering 23-3 record in the regular season when he played. Think about that. That's not just good, that's elite. He is, without question, one of the best perimeter defenders in the entire league.
He's their defensive anchor, their Swiss Army knife. And now he's in the locker room with a left hamstring strain, the exact same type of injury that hobbled him in the playoffs against the Pacers last year. It's the cruelest kind of poetry. The man who makes them whole is also the man who seems destined to be broken at the worst possible moments.
And that's the human story here, isn't it? Forget the stats for a second. Think about OG Anunoby himself. This guy has a laundry list of injuries that would make you wince. Ankle sprains, an eye contusion, an emergency appendix surgery, a fractured finger, elbow surgery. It's a brutal history. He fights back every single time. You saw it in Game 7 last year when he tried to play on that bad hamstring for 5 minutes, looking like he could barely move. That's pure heart.
Immense heart. But heart doesn't reinforce muscle fibers. The front office knew this history when they gave him that contract. They rolled the dice. They bet that his incredible impact on the court, that nearly 75% win rate when he plays, was worth the risk that he might not be on the court. And just a month into the season, we're already seeing the downside of that gamble.
So here's the deep analysis, the what if. What if this isn't just a short-term thing? The team immediately ruled him out for the rest of the Miami game. Hamstrings are notoriously tricky. This casts a pall over everything. The Knicks built a fortress this offseason, adding Mikal Bridges and Karl-Anthony Towns to create this powerhouse lineup with Brunson and Anunoby. But what if the cornerstone of that fortress is made of glass?
It changes the entire calculus. Without Brunson, they lose their offensive engine. Without Anunoby, they lose their defensive identity. You're asking Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and Karl-Anthony Towns to carry a much heavier load on both ends of the floor. It tests the team's depth, sure, but more than that, it tests its soul. The swagger they had, the belief that they were the toughest team on the court every night, that takes a hit.
It feels like a curse, almost. They finally assemble a team that looks like a legitimate contender, a team that can go toe-to-toe with anyone in the East, and the ghosts of injuries past just refuse to leave them alone. Last season, it felt like they were one healthy body away from the conference finals. Now, they're already facing that same demon.
Let's be philosophical for a moment. This is the tragic beauty of sports. You can have the perfect strategy, the perfect roster construction, the perfect culture, and it can all be undone by a few centimeters of stretched muscle tissue. The Knicks bet big on Anunoby, and I still think it was the right bet to make. His presence transforms them from a good team into a great one.
But greatness is only valuable if it's available, and that's the painful truth. The dream of a Knicks championship isn't just about skill or strategy anymore. It's about luck. It's about hoping and praying that the man who elevates them to that level can simply stay on the floor.
Exactly. So we're back to the original question. How much weight can one hamstring hold? It holds the weight of a $212 million contract, the defensive integrity of a championship contender, and the desperately hopeful heart of an entire city. And right now, all of New York is holding its breath, waiting to see if it will snap.
A city holding its breath. That's the perfect image for it. All you can do now is wait for the next update and hope for the best, for OG and for the dream he represents.
This podcast combines verified reports with expert analysis and narrative storytelling. Some dialogues may be dramatized for clarity, but all facts are sourced from credible media.